my name is Olivia and I am the Witch of Wonderlust here on YouTube and on Instagram, and today I'm going to show you how to do a protection candle. I get a lot of requests to make more spell videos. There is a reason why I don't make more spell videos than I do, but this one I really like. This is kind of like, after I do a full cleansing, I will usually do this candle, or if somebody is really in need of protection, then I will usually do a candle like this for them. But I'll walk you through how to make this, and it's kind of pretty. It's pretty witchy looking. I really like it. Kind of meditative, and definitely puts up those protection walls spiritually, so that's always nice. No, this has nothing to do with the coronavirus. I do not have any spells for you for the coronavirus. Please don't ask. So this is purely for general protection. But yeah, I'm gonna walk you through how to do this. But before I start, I do want to thank my sponsor for this video, Ana Luisa. They are the ones that provide me these beautiful rings that you see in my videos that I'm working with my hands. I do love this brand, not only because they just treat me really well as a partner and as a person, but also because they actually do provide quality product. Pole dance with these earrings and anklets, and they have survived. Even provide a complimentary 1-year warranty on all of your jewelry, so that's pretty cool. But link down below. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video and allowing me to do the things that I do, as well as provide a wonderful product. Use the code WonderlustWitch10 for 10% off of your purchase. I will leave that link down below, but anyway, on with the video. Okay, so this is like general protection spell. So what you're gonna need, you're going to need a black candle. It does not have to be this like crazy witchcraft candle, okay? It can be a small black candle. It can even be a white candle. It can come in glass. So don't limit yourself to just these paper candles. You can get these at Botanica's, you can get these online. Inexplicable Things has very good quality candles like this, if this is something that you like. Personally, I like the candles that are out of the glass as well, because I can write my petitions on them, so that's why I'm using this. So the next thing you're gonna need is a plate or something, a place to put your candle on, even if it's in glass. And the reason for that is because we're going to be setting our candle here, and we're going to be placing our ingredients for the spell around the candle. The next thing you'll need is some kind of oil. If you do not have any of these oils, that's okay. You can use olive oil, you can use charged moon water and charge it with your intention. It's totally up to you and what you have. I have some essential oils right now. You can use Fiery Wall of Protection oil. That's a very popular magical oil that is made by a lot of different people. I will link a few down below that I like, but I don't have any right now. You can use eucalyptus oil, and these are essential oils. These are not fragrance oils. These are essential oils, so you need to be careful with these. I would prefer using gloves if you're sensitive. Please, please, please wash your hands thoroughly before you touch your face. Eucalyptus is very good for protection. It's really good for renewal. So I like using eucalyptus. Pine needle, I cleanse a lot with cedar and pine. I really enjoy the smell, and I think it's just my Colorado roots, but pine is really good for protection and prosperity. We have cinnamon. This one is a pretty intense essential oil, so again, be careful with this one. Cinnamon is really good for protection. It's got like that spiciness to it. And frankincense, and obviously frankincense is great for protection, so you can use any of those. The next thing you're gonna need is some salt, regular table salt, some cloves. I'm using whole, but you can definitely use ground as well. I tried to get the overhead view with this camera, but it's so heavy, my tripod just falls over. So after like an hour and a half of messing with it and trying different things, you have this angle, sorry. The next thing is I have rosemary from a bush outside, just dried it out. You can use fresh rosemary, that's totally fine. You can just use the leaves, it doesn't have to be the full. And these are optional. These are not something that you're just going to have on hand. So the next one is burdock root. So burdock root is very good for warding off negativity. It's a good ward herb. It's also very good for protection, and it's a really good uncrossing herb. So this one I'm going to be using as well in the spell. The next one is angelica root. Very good for protection. It's a good defense herb. So instead of warding, it's just a good like stop sign. Don't do it. It's also good for hex breaking and uncrossings. And this is also a good blessing herb. So we're going to use that too. And again, eucalyptus, it's super, super protective, but the protective properties are fast and quick. So it doesn't last super long, but it's like a good boost of protection. And you're gonna need something to carve your candle with. If you don't have something to carve your candle with, that's totally fine. You can also just write a petition. I have a video on that. I'll link that somewhere up here. So you can also just write a petition and put it under the plate. Okay, so first thing is first, I have already cleansed these two items. I like to use a cedar bundle. If you're using sage, just remember to be careful with sage and add something else in to bring in the positive energy, because sage not only gets rid of the negative energy, but it also gets rid of the positive. So make sure to cleanse your items really quick, because we don't know who picked them up, what kind of energy was in the store when it was being manufactured, when it got to the store, or when it was handled in shipping, whatever that may be. So we're just gonna cleanse that really quick. The only time I don't cleanse candles or items is when it's already fixed. So what that means is that it's already dressed, it's already got oils and herbs and all that jazz on it from the previous practitioner who did it. This is just a regular old candle. Regular old candle that I bought at a Botanica. This is not fixed, there's nothing on it yet. So first things first, I'm gonna write my petition. So the petition is going to be something like, protect Jane Doe from mental, physical, spiritual, financial ill doings, bad luck, negativity, curses, hexes, and malintentions, with even those spoken by their own voice. You know, you wanna add in protection. If it's protection from a specific thing, then maybe add that in. But this is just a general protection. So I'm gonna write the names of the people that I want to protect, or of the target, the place, the thing, whatever it is, if it's your home or whatever. I'm going to write that. If it is a person, write their name 3 times, name and date of birth, if you know their date of birth. Full name, date of birth. So I'm going to write it this way, okay? And then around the candle, I'm going to write over protection, protection from. You know, you're just kind of putting it over their name, essentially. So once you write their name, you write back over their name this way. So I'm writing their name this way, and then I'm going to write my petition around all the way, going down, okay? Or you can just write protection. You can draw sigils. It's totally up to you. You can even write it in Sharpie on the glass candle, so you're not limited. I'm gonna sweep later. Okay, so now that I wrote the target's name that I want to protect on the candle 3 times, right, I'm gonna write, you are protected. You are protected from. So be specific. This is a thing with protection, with any spell. You need to be very specific. Okay, so there are my protective sigils. And now I'm going to dress the candles. So I'm just gonna put some oil on here. I am going to use frankincense and the cinnamon leaf. Like I said, you can use either one that you have access to. Just need a little bit, you really don't need a lot. So the reason I clap is to kind of wake it up and activate it. Clapping is also seen as bringing in and alerting the spirits, calling upon those spirits. I rub my hands together to activate that kinetic energy to get it a little warm. And then we're just gonna put it onto the candle. Now usually I would say my blessing out loud. I'm not gonna do that just because this is for a friend, so I don't want to say his name out loud. In my head, I would be saying something like, I activate this frankincense essential oil to protect so-and-so, John Doe, from all malintention, from negative deeds, from ill deeds, from ill intentions, from any hexes, curses, bindings, from any bad luck, from any misfortune, from any baneful or negative unwanted spirits. He is protected, something like that. The next is my cinnamon leaf. Like I said, be careful with this one. Okay, so once you get it all good and in there, we are going to put this right onto, where's my matches? They're there. I'm gonna put this right onto the plate. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Okay. So, now that that is anchored to the plate, right? We're good. We are going to get our supplies. So the first thing is our salt. What is a witch without her salt, right? So the salt you want to activate for absorbing any of the negative energy that is already around. Prior to doing any protection, you should have been doing cleansing. You should be doing cleansing and then protection. It shouldn't be protection and then trying to cleanse everything else, right? Or why would you protect a space when there's already negative whatnots in the space? You want to cleanse it first and then protect it, right? It's kind of like shooing out the really bad house guests and then closing the door instead of closing the door and then trying to shoo out the house guests, right? This is to absorb any other negative energy that may have lingered. So this isn't some serious stuff. If you're trying to absorb something super heavy, it probably won't do a huge dent. Absorb any negative energy that you may have spoken yourself. That's an important one. Absorb any negative energy that may be lingering from social media, from text messages, from phone calls, from anything like that that you may have received after your cleansing and before the protection, somewhere in between, right? So, okay, so once you activate that, just gonna put that around. You like how I have it in like a little jar here, kind of like, it's like a witchy cooking show. Cooking up some magic. So yeah, we want to make sure that we got a good ring of salt all up in here. Okay, there's that. The next one is cloves. I have whole cloves. You can use ground, like I said. It really doesn't make a huge difference. Some people like to use their cloves and stick them into the candle. Personally, I don't really like to do that unless it's a baneful working, but you know, it does look like it's kind of like armored or like a line of defenses or something like that, and you can use a specific amount of numbers. However, I just like to put a ring around them because I like the idea of the second circle of defense, the second circle of power. So cloves are an aggressive protection herb, right? It's not like rosemary where it's kind of like passive. Cloves are actively protective, if that makes sense. So, oh, I love the smell of cloves. We're gonna activate this for active protective field around us, around the target, around your space, whatever you want. It is protective against negativity. It's a ward. It's protective against ill-intended spirits. It's protective against baneful magic. So activate your cloves for all of those things. The reason we activate things is we tell the herb, we tell the ingredient what we want it to do for us in our spell. Because if you just throw it on there, the ingredient's like, I'll do my best. But if you tell it what you want it to do, you're gonna have better results. Okay, so once you do that, I'm gonna put these all around here. Maybe it's easier if I just do it with my hands. Okay. So now we have that. The next one is Burdock Root. So like I said, it's a good protection, it's good for warding off negativity, and it's good for uncrossing anything that may have been laid on you, or maybe you have been cursing yourself a little bit. You know, that's actually very common. A lot of the time people are like, oh, I'm cursed, somebody cursed me, and in reality they've been cursing themselves. And we're just gonna activate it for those things that I mentioned. Once you've activated that, I'm gonna put that guy all around here. Next is Angelica Root. So like I said, Angelica Root protection, it's a good defense, and it's good for hex breaking. Okay, so we're gonna put that here. Just gonna build up a little wall, because that's kind of what we're doing, right? We're building up a protection wall. My neighbors are leaving right now, and they can kind of see through this one window, and I'm pretty sure they can see my whole setup, and that's probably why they don't talk to me, but it's okay. They avoid me like the plague, and I am the witch of the neighborhood, so I've made it. I've done it. All right, so next, Eucalyptus Leaf. Again, not needed. You can either put this in oil form or leaf form or both, totally up to you. But this is a repellent. Not only does it stop it or block it or defend, it repels. Very good protection, but it's fast and powerful. Does not last a whole long time, which is why we have all these other guys going on. So we're gonna use this one just as like a big pop, right? So that's what we're gonna enchant it for, and that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so once you've charged that, we're gonna put that around here. Got my rosemary sprigs. Rosemary is a good protection, and it brings in positive energy. So we're just gonna activate it for that really quick. Okay, so with sprigs, I just kind of like lay it around, but it kind of looks like protective, right? So it kind of works out. Okay, so this is optional. These are dried rose petals, and usually I will use full roses, but, oh, there's like a little one, perfect. This is more of an offering for the spirits that help me in this working. This is not really to protect. I find that it kind of boosts it. Spirits really like roses. Okay, I like this one, so I'm gonna put that one last. So we're just gonna add this around. And with this, you see how there's like a wall of herbs. Freestanding candles, you need to watch these. You need to watch these, because when they get low and down, all of this here is flammable. This is why you do not leave the room with a burning candle, okay? Fire safety. So that one's pretty. I'm gonna leave that one like right there. Okay, so that is pretty much our protective candle. We're just gonna light this really quick. And okay, so it was muted for there, because, you know, again, just not something I'm gonna do on camera. So another thing you can do also, which I like to do with a lot of my workings, is protect the work. And I know we just did a full protection spell, but a big part of it is that, especially if you are in the witchy community, and for some reason you have enemies, or you have people who are a little less trained or knowledgeable. They might be doing workings thinking they're helping or something like that, and it might actually cause issues and ripples in your working. So I like to protect the work itself. No ill-intended thoughts, spells, negative energies, or spirits will intrude or disrupt this work. The intention of this work is protected from all outside influences, spiritually, physically, and mentally. So it is. And that's it. So basically you'll just allow this to burn all the way down. Obviously we have lives, so we can't always just keep this burning, especially if this is not going to burn through the night. I am going to snuff it. Don't blow it out. Blowing it out is like ending it. If you want to snuff it, it's kind of like putting a pause on it. So snuff it when you have to leave the room, when you have to take a shower, when you have to go to bed, go to work, whatever it is, snuff it. Allow it to burn all the way down, and then you can read the wax as well if you just Google wax readings, but basically it's just scrying in the wax, and you can see different shapes or pictures or whatever and interpret that for yourself. And then you can tell if the work has done its job, if it did well, if it did bad, if there's more work to do, whatever. There are a few things that you can add to this work, and I have not tried this particular way, but a friend of mine has, and they have told me that it's worked fairly well. So you can use small mirrors to set up. You can either set them up like, around the working, and I think that would actually look really pretty too. But you can set them up around the working and enchant them to reflect anything that comes towards you. So especially if you feel like something bad is coming at you, maybe somebody is throwing negative intentions on you, knowingly or unknowingly, you can set those mirrors up and it's just going to reflect that back out. Do be careful with that, because whatever they send goes back to them, and while a lot of people are fine with that, just keep that in mind. So that is your protection spell. I like to do these every dark moon. It really doesn't matter when you do it, but I feel like the energy of the dark moon really gives it a good oomph. So that is the candle. I would love to hear any results or anything that you are curious about adding to it. There is a Discord for the Wonderlust community. There's 2. I've linked them both down below. And yeah, that's it. I hope that you enjoyed. I know that I don't do a lot of spell videos, and like I said, there is a reason for that, but spells like these that I can definitely stand behind, that I know work, those are the ones that I don't mind sharing, whereas I feel a lot of the time other spells are very experimental, and I don't want to give them to you unless I feel like I know they work fairly well. So that's the one. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or additions or whatever, leave them in the comments below. Do leave a like, because it is the easiest way to support me. And like I said, 2 Discord links down below, and other ways to interact with the community and support me if you wish. But this is it. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Best of luck. Be kind to each other, and may your gods treat you as you've treated others. Bye.